My heart does sing today. It really, really does. I'm Svava. I'm that girl, and I am smiling in that picture that you saw of me as a little girl. But when I was small, I did not smile all the time. There were many things in my life that were very confusing, and what I experienced as a child put a weight on my heart. So before I go any further, I'd like to invite you all to please just put a hand on your heart, because I know I'm not the only one in this room who feels that weight when we hear about children being abused. So just notice it, right? Let's just acknowledge it. And then notice all the people in this room. You're not alone, and we are in this together because we care about children and we care about the families that support those children. The most damaging part for children who have been abused is not the abuse itself. It's the fact that they carry the burden of this secret alone, and many for far too long. It's carrying this secret alone that makes them create devastating negative beliefs about themselves. What do I mean by that? I was just a little girl. My stepfather, he was not just nice to me, but he was nice to other people. He was charismatic and outgoing. I saw other adults interact with him, laugh with him. They liked to hang out with him. I liked to hang out with him. But I didn't like what he did to me. By the time I was 8 or so, I realized that we did not have a normal father-daughter relationship. But I still loved my daddy. I did not know what words to use, and no one had told me about body safety or where to go for help. I felt alone, disconnected, and ashamed. The conclusion that I reached as a little girl, that since he was sometimes good, I was the bad one. I must be the bad one, and this somehow was my fault. This impact, the negative belief that it was my fault, was the greatest damage of all. It was greater than the abuse. We are resilient. The body heals. But this negative belief, long after the abuse had stopped, kept growing deeper and deeper roots into my heart and kept me reliving the past with this powerful need to hide and not let anyone in. See, I was certain if they only knew the truth about me, they would quickly see and would for sure see that I was unlovable, bad, broken, and not worthy of friendship or love. It was not until I was an adult that I got the help that I needed to heal. After years of isolation and suffering with depression and self-harm, I finally found a safe person that helped me see that I needed help. The key to this part of my story is that this friend noticed that I was struggling before I did. He noticed one day that I was not my happy-go-lucky self, and he gently told me, "Svava, is there something going on? I just want you to know I noticed, and I'm here if you just want to talk about it." I was shocked. I had spent my whole childhood managed to pretend that I was okay. If anything, I went above and beyond, working hard, making sure people did not see how I was really feeling. I played the Little Miss Perfect. It was exhausting how hard I worked at pretending that I was okay. Now, with this invitation from my friend, I shared a little bit what I was struggling with. I was still minimizing it because it was in the past, it wasn't happening anymore, and I really didn't think that I needed to address it. This friend insisted that I see a therapist. Okay, I was at least willing to go, talk to someone, and see if there was help and that I could get help with this particular hurt. Now, I can still remember my first visit to the therapist. I couldn't look her in the eye. I could barely talk, and I cried so hard I thought my heart was about to burst. And I thought that she was going to shame and blame, my worst expectation. But what a relief to be heard and to be validated and to be told it wasn't your fault. She also told me there was help available to me. There was hope. It was through professional counseling and ongoing support group that I learned and was affirmed that the abuse was never my fault. I was just a little girl, and I had nothing to be ashamed of. This was not my secret, and I could tell it to safe people without being shamed or blamed. It took a long time to sort out and sort through those confusing thoughts and feelings that I had about myself because my stepdad was so nice to me. But because of the help that I got from therapists in private sessions where I got to tell my story and the ongoing support that I received from my peers in a support group that I attended for over 5 years, I learned I am not the things that happened to me. It was never my fault. I was just a child, and I have no reason to be ashamed of what was done to me. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because you are here for a reason. You are here because you care about children and you care about the community that you live in. And you don't want people to hurt any longer. Listen, I know your heart. I can feel your hearts, and I know you can feel my heart. I am here, connected to all of you, and speaking from my heart on behalf of the 500 children that got help from Liberty House last year, and on behalf of the 600 children that will need help from them next year. You have just heard my story. I was not as lucky as the 500 kids that have received help from Liberty House and got the chance to tell their story and were believed as children. I did not get the help that I needed as a child, but I finally did as a young woman, and I was truly blessed with a loving family that supported me going through my healing. I've been married for over 20 years, and I have 3 amazing kids. I have my daughter Sabrina with me here today, and she said to me earlier, "Mom, I am so proud of you." Thank you, Sabrina. See, I was committed to my healing for them, for my kids. I became the change that I wanted my kids to grow up with, the change that would have made a big difference in my life growing up. I became the parent and the advocate that I needed as a child. And that's why we are here today, to show the victims in our community that we are here for them. We value them, and we are here to support them long term and believe in them as they outgrow our stories, their negative beliefs, and start to live their lives on their paths towards their destiny. We are all destined to do great things. I do believe that. And what that great thing is, you get to decide. For some, it is to be a teacher, parent, therapist, advocate, volunteer, or someone that gives financial support. For some, it is to give love, the greatest gift there is. I believe the common bond we all strive for is to learn how to give and to receive love. I feel that is what my journey has taught me. I learned, as hard as it has been and challenging at times, I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson, and the lesson was how to forgive and how to love. We are all in this together, and that's why you are here. We have just heard the experts from Liberty House share with us both the impact of abuse on children and the ongoing impact on their lives if they don't get help. I think we all understand now how important ongoing mental health support is for victims of abuse and trauma. So how do children heal? How did I heal? In order to heal, children need 3 things: a safe place to tell their story. Number 2, to be believed. And these 2 things Liberty House already provides. Third, and most importantly, children and victims of abuse and trauma need to be supported, educated, encouraged, and told, you can heal. And reminded for as long as it takes for them to heal and restore from the impact of abuse, that we believe in them and we keep giving them hope. So I'm here to share the good news, to assure you that healing is possible, and that is how I got to be here with you today. So my heart does sing today at an opportunity to share the message of hope and healing. I am here now, but I would not be here without the support and help that I got to heal. So I ask you to join Liberty House and me to unite our hearts in our commitment in this community and all the survivors here. I know I am not alone. So to you, I say, I hear you. I see you. I believe in you. Please remember, it's never too late to start to get help. And I know you are in good hands. What connects us is our hearts and that we care. And we don't want children to hurt any longer than they have to, not if we can help it. I'm asking you to make it count. You count. And what you do next counts. I want to end with this beautiful quote by the Dalai Lama. Give the ones you love wings to fly, roots to come back, and reasons to stay. Please join me and help Liberty House fund the services that they need to give our children a reason to stay, to heal and restore and learn how to love. Thank you.